I, Luke Easton, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Let me introduce you to our new sheriff.
It's gonna be a fun adventure working with you.
Luke, good to have you back, son. You get a chance to see Cheyenne yet?
I never should have left.
And why did you?
What do we got? We have a suicide. We have a murder. And a bag full of money. Yeah.
You have my money.
Who's this?
The man who's gonna have you killed.
I can't do this without you.
You're gonna get us both killed.
I need you to pick up a package for me.
My name is Fernando Carrillo. I run the Juarez cartel. You have something that belongs to me.
Light him up!
And what makes you think I'll work for you?
What are you gonna do?
If you hurt her, I will kill you. Don't play games with me.
All right, thank you. Kellan, how you doing?
Hey, buddy, your room looks great there.
Oh, you like this?
Awesome.
Yes, I know. This is my backdrop I use for all my interviews. So
I love it. And what's your prized possession? What's your favorite piece?
what's my prized possession? Actually, you can't really. Actually, hang on a second. Let me grab it. I don't want to. My snake eyes. That's probably the
Wow.
number.
That's cool.
I'm a GI Joe fan. Yes.
Yeah, those are great. Those are really great.
It's nice to see you. Although I've seen you in person, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we were able to do this.
Absolutely. So a couple things. I know we're going to talk about Desert Dawn here, and I got you for 15 minutes. But when we were talking in person, I forgot to mention like how much of a fan of Expendables 3 I am, and how. Listen, we all know that who was in that movie. We all know Stallone, Statham, all those guys. But you kind of stole the show in my eyes. It'd be, like with the motorcycle scene and everything at the end of the movie. So just talk a little bit about like being on that set and being with those guys and being part of that experience.
Yeah, it was a dream to be a part of it. I remember when I first saw the Expendables 1 movie, and I was like, dang, this is awesome. All these icons all in one movie. Like, how did they stay like all those alphas and A types? Man, and then that was such a success, and Sly had another franchise on his belt from Rocky and Rambo and all of his other ones. And it was really cool to see when Expendables 2 came out. They had a role as a young sniper, and Liam Hemsworth ended up getting it. And I was a little bummed because I was like, man, I'd love to do this. But then he died in that movie.
He did.
So
yes.
I was like, maybe they'll do, like, in my head, I always think, okay, what would be interesting next? And I was like, what if they had like young Expendables? And that's why I was like, maybe I could do one of those roles because I love doing action. I'm a young buck. And when that script came out, I was like, yes. And I was doing Expendables, or I was doing Hercules. And I was like, this is great. I was doing Hercules in Sofia, Bulgaria, at the same studio that Expendables 3 was going to be filmed at, and at New Boyana with Avi Lerner. And Patrick, our director, was out there doing pre-production. And I was like, I got to find, and my team was trying to get me a meeting with him and an audition, because I had read that there's a leader of the team, Smiley. And so I went looking through the studio, found the office, found all the headshots up with Sly and Arnold and Jason Statham and all the old guys. And then the young guns, they had Victor Ortiz already up there and Ronda Rousey. And I'm not sure if Glenn Powell's name was on there yet. And my character, they hadn't cast yet. And I was like, shoot, I wonder if I have a headshot So I ran back to my trailer, printed out a headshot, ran back up there, stapled it up there, and I was like, "This is awesome, right? Like this would be cool if I got the job just because of that." And then Patrick found me on set, and because my team was like, "Oh, Kellen's shooting. Like, why don't you go?" Because they were trying to set up a general meeting with me and him. It's like, go find Kellen on set, go see how he works. Because New Boyana, the producers, Avi Lerner, and them, like, they liked me for it. They're like, yeah, why not? And so met Patrick. He's like, hey, you're funny. You think you're funny? Like, put in your headshot up there. Okay, 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 funny guy. And so we got a chat, and he's like, all right, you're my Smiley. And so I got the role with that. And then being on set with all of them, especially in the helicopter scene,
Right.
where all of us are in this helicopter. I'm like, man, this, like, my career, if you could just tie it up with a bow, like how epic of a opportunity it is to work with all these legends while they're still alive, be in a scene together, shoot this movie. And I think Expendables 3 was the best of the Expendables. It's a shame that the piracy happened.
I
And
know, right? And I said the same thing. And plus, a lot of people are complaining about the PG-13 rating. I'm like, that movie's even still more violent than Rambo
yeah, we
was.
had
Like, with
higher
the
body
body
count.
count is insane in
Yeah.
it. So yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, so I talked to you a little bit about Hercules, and I love your fight with Scott Adkins at the end of that one. We had talked about it, and I mentioned how fun that was. Do Justice, I love too. I think that's your Punisher movie. You essentially turn into the Punisher in that movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's pretty badass. But let's talk about Desert Dawn. This is like a modern day Western. We got a lot of these like modern day type Westerns coming out, where lawmen, instead of horses, you're driving the Fords and the Jeeps and everything. But so what drew you to this? And Luke Easton, that's your character in the movie. So talk about that.
Yeah, so I had done Do Justice, like you said, the Punisher role with Al Bravo and his team the year prior. And so working with Al, I was like, hey man, it's really great to work with you. Like I like how collaborative you are. It was a fun experience. You treat everyone like family. Let me know if there's another movie that comes your way because he produced and made about 10 films a year. I was like, if another one comes your way, would love to work with you again. He's like, okay, Kellen. And so he called me up one day. He's like, hey, I think I found our next one. I'm like, cool, send it my way. And Chad Law was our writer who wrote that one. He's written a bunch of action movies, a few that I've done. And I'm like, okay, I can see this. So, I wrote my notes on it because Chad writes like 100 scripts a year. So he writes a lot of them. They aren't masterpieces. Like they aren't like you need to add your 2 cents to them. And so I wrote notes down. I talked to Al. I'm like, hey, I think Luke would do this, that, this, and if we can do that, I'd love to do this movie with you. And he's like, cool, done. So then we started pre-production, got out there, collaborated with Marty, the director, and then Cam Gigandet, who played my sidekick, my deputy, and which was really fun to work with him because he's super talented. But we didn't get to really have any dialogue on Twilight, and so it was really fun to be on the same team and chat and just even on the day add new nuances and create these levels and layers to the characters that weren't there in the script. And the script was good, but I feel like every actor you want to make it as best as it can be and better every day.
Absolutely. Now that talk about now Cam Gigante, of course, he's doing his own thing too. He's been doing a lot of action movies too. I wanted to, if anything, I wanted you guys like together a little bit more in the movie, and I hope
Yeah.
maybe in the future you guys will do like this buddy cop type movie
Yeah.
going because of course he hated you for a lot of the movie. And then of
Yeah.
course so I want to get you guys together where it's like from right away you guys butt heads, but like you guys are like total like on the same side from the get go. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So talk about Cam and working with him just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we could do a buddy cop where it's like Desert Dawn and then maybe Forest Fawn and maybe you just ice. I don't know. Nah, Cam's awesome. Cam's a really talented actor and he brings his A game. he plays a great villain, so you never know if he's the bad guy. He plays
I
the bad guy
exact,
a
and I'm
lot.
not gonna.
You're like,
Yeah, yeah. For people who haven't seen it, I'm not gonna spoil it. But I kind of was like, I was on the fence. I was like, this, so
yeah. So, it's just really great working with him and chatting. There's a scene in the beginning where the crime happens, you find the dead body, and
Mhm.
it was written that Ed Sykes comes in first, and then Luke comes in after him. And I was chatting with Marty, the director, and then I chat with Cam. I'm like, that just wouldn't happen. The character that I'm creating is a guy who left a small town, went to the big leagues. It's like playing baseball, right? You move
Mhm.
up, play the big leagues for 10 years. You're able to I've seen some dark things. I've been trained by elders who are wiser and smarter. And so I've picked up a few things where I would be the first one there. So we changed it. And even my wardrobe, right? Like you leave the big town, I dress a little bit more formal. And so pulling up even 10 seconds before Cam's character is like that. Oh, this guy comes back in town, takes the job that I should have had, and is being better at it than I am. And I've been here the whole time. It's like adding those little nuances was really, really fun.
Now, of course, I got to talk about the action because, I'm an action film website. So, what I really like about this movie, because again, we're getting a lot of these movies where they're like over the top, like the action design's like way, like, all over the place. And I like this one because this is like tactical action. You guys really, put in the work, handling of the weapons, the way you guys move, especially at the end, in the finale. So talk about, doing the action scenes and training and, making it look authentic.
Yeah, we had a great stunt coordinator, and then we had, they do their job. The difference between an indie movie and like a Twilight or a big studio movie is like you just don't have time.
Right.
Like
Understandable.
on an independent movie. So the stunt guys do the best, like they set everything up. Then you come in, you're like, okay, do you want to change anything? Can you do this? It's great working with Chad Michael Collins and Cam Gigandet, who are, everyone's an action stud in this movie. So you get to really do some hand-to-hand combat and be all practical in it. And then yeah, you just let loose, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of people having fun doing these stunts, and again, we didn't have stunt doubles. We did it all
Right.
ourselves, which is always a lot of fun.
And absolutely, and that's old school, man. That's like back at yeah, you guys are doing your own thing. It's you on camera. You don't have to like do all quick edits or anything because you don't have to hide your faces or anything. So that's refreshing too. Because of course I'm a throwback guy, So that's I want to see my guys do the action, and you guys really, and of course Chad Michael Collins. We have to mention him, Mr. Sniper. He's
Yeah,
doing his So seeing him as a bad guy was pretty cool.
yeah,
And seeing
yeah.
him back like that too. Now I also want to make you because of course you were on FBI Most Wanted. You got to do the FBI thing. That was pretty cool. Now talk about TV and cinema. Like do you prefer one to the other, or is it doesn't matter? Is it just a job, or talk about working in both worlds.
Yeah, I love film. I love knowing where your character goes. You start to finish, you know what the story is.
Yep.
And you're working somewhere for a month to 3 months and you're done. If another movie happens, if a sequel happens, well, you have like a year before you shoot that. TV, you don't know where your character goes. It can be one way in first episode and totally different episode 22. And
Right.
stuff's a lot slower with TV. Like it takes for one episode on FBI Most Wanted took 2 weeks. And a lot of times you can shoot a movie in 2 weeks. And they were like mini movies. And the story, FBI was really, really awesome. But also like really dark at times too, because you're dealing with like real cases, murders, rapes, child sex trafficking, school shootings.
Right.
And it just got heavier and heavier and heavier. So like every episode was just dark and hard and fun. I love, love, love my character. Love, love, love the cast. Love Dick Wolf and the team. But then also you're working nonstop. You'd work 15, 20 episodes and not really have a break unless it's the summer. And I like having the freedom, especially having the kids. As you know,
Hmm.
I was still on the show. I probably wouldn't be able to come down to Panama City and see you guys and have vacations. But then again, you have job security when you do a TV show. I just like I like a more comedic piece. I like making people smile, and that's what I try to do with Crosby with all his eating and his funny comments.
You're right.
So yeah, hopefully I can do. I like film. I like changing the characters up and playing new characters, and I like doing comedies, and so we'll see what's next.
So because again, I don't want to make you like I don't want to put you on this pedestal, but you are one of the current this generation's action stars. So how do you feel like taking the mantle from these guys like Stallone and Schwarzenegger and doing your own thing with it?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to be thrown in the ring, throw my hat in the ring, and hopefully more. I love doing action movies, and I always will. I love watching them. I love doing them.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you again, Kellan, for your time. Thank you
Good,
again
love
for
you,
talking.
buddy.
We
Thanks,
got to
John.
talk to you, and I promise next time you make it down to Panama City Beach, I'm gonna bring all my Blu-rays and DVDs. I'm gonna have you sign them all. I
Yeah,
got them all.
do, man.
Hey, yeah, it's like I keep I never know when you're gonna show up though. It's like you just pop in. I was just like, hey.
Yeah, I'll hit you up on Instagram next time.
Absolutely. Well, again, continued success, Kellan. Family's awesome. I love your kids. I love watching you play with them. That's awesome.
Thank you,
know,
buddy.
too, so they're great. And have a good rest of the day. And the movie's great. It's out now, so everybody go see it. And I'm going to talk about it. I was actually waiting to do this interview before I was going to do a podcast about the movie. So I'm
Awesome. Thank you. I can't wait to listen to that.
Absolutely. All right. You have a good rest of the day, Kellan. I'll talk to you later.